people have requested...
Oh, shit, I can't see anything.
Yeah. The people have requested it. I didn't request
The
it.
requests have peopled it.
The first thing I did when I bought this was try to get it as out of tune as possible. Because that's how I like to make music.
That's part of the process.
I just like weirder sounds. Like,
Yeah.
why can't weird sounds be music? And it's because it's highly offensive to most people's ears. But then I like it.
Yeah.
And that's so sad.
How much you bought that from your job? How much did you pay for that ukulele?
I got a discount.
Right, but you still bought it from your own workplace. So like how many hours of your life did you not did you sacrifice more than an hour of your life to own that ukulele is what I'm saying.
Technically
Yeah.
speaking, on an ascendant kind of level, yes. Yeah.
On an ascendant level.
Yeah, but that's an... Yeah, I have truly ascended. I mean,
Are you saying
I got the ukulele.
Are you saying that no matter whether or not you bought it from your job, the answer is yes because
It wouldn't
it's
matter
still
where
money?
yeah, because yes. Because I would have, if I bought a ukulele, I had to trade. The only way I know how to make money right now, and I'm sure someone can correct me in the comments, but the only way I know of currently to make money is to trade my time for money.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Really, if you think about it, even if the podcast became like moderately successful and I was able to replace other streams of revenue with a podcast and having fun with you, no matter what, I'm dancing for nickels.
We are at the end of the day.
Yeah, choose your cage.
Always just monkeys.
Choose your cage. I try not to think about it too often, but sometimes I do wonder, like, what the fuck am I asking for?
Yeah. I mean, I guess because we live in a capitalist hellscape, we are always, striving for currency. We're always trying to get that the next dollar, but like without sounding like a fucking shitty cheap motivational speaker, I guess the point is to try to enjoy getting that money as much as you enjoy spending it. You know what I mean?
That's fair, though. It sounds horrible.
Yep, that's the shit that we have to deal with.
It sounds horrible.
Are we recording? No, we are, but like, this is going in. I haven't even flipped that. I don't even know what's going on with that.
And I'm Ben.
I'm gonna have to put these away if we're started.
You have got to put those Takis away. Those are
The new-
delicious. Go ahead.
The Blue Heat. You
The
want one?
Blue Heat.
Yeah.
No, I have gum.
The new Mexican supermarket in my hometown opened up. I went to the grand opening today, and they had free tacos for everybody, and like they were giving out like bimbo bears. You know what I'm talking about? The little white bear with the hat.
Yeah. We used to give them out at a different place I worked at.
Yeah.
That started carrying that stuff.
And they had all sorts of good treats. I got several bags of Takis for free. This one I paid money for. It was awesome. This is my favorite flavor. The nitro is also really good. But it was like, it was wonderful, man. A mariachi band. We got a big pack of like butterfly cookies and all sorts of. They had conchas on the table. It was rad. It was a rad situation. I got a mug. I got a little clay
It
mug.
sounded like you were about to say you got mugged.
I got the shit beaten out of me because I bought all the Takis and everybody else wanted some.
To be fair, if you bought all the Takis and somebody beat the shit out of you, I'd be like, Forrest.
It'd be deserved because everybody deserves Takis. I'm gonna eat one more of these. I'm putting them away.
One. Just
No.
one.
They're
Just
so good.
one. They are delicious.
Today's episode is not sponsored by Takis, although I wish it was, because what a great product. You know, they're made with renewable wind and solar energy. How cool is that? It says so on every bag. Right there.
You can't lie on the bag, right?
I don't think you can lie in a bag. And they're delicious. I'm going to do one more. They're so good.
They are delicious.
They're so good. All right. With that.
And I'm also having a delicious bottled water, which, as you know, should be illegal, but
turn this thing around.
Is instead rampant.
And I think we can get started. Cut, mark, bam!
That's good. It's good. It's good. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you, man. It's only been not less than a week. What's that?
It's not. That's what? The sound?
You heard a sound?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, buddy. It was my backpack.
Okay,
I
cool.
Slapped
I heard a
my
sound
backpack.
over here. Thought it was a rat. Fucking yeah. No, it's
Could
been a small amount of time.
It's been a week.
It's been almost exactly a week.
Less than a week. It's been. This is exactly a week because
it's now 15 minutes away from it being exactly a week.
We do this every.
It's like a weekly thing that we do.
We made it. Good job. So
yeah. So this week, I want to start the conversation off strong by throwing something at you for everyone to consider and enjoy. The singular one single macaroni noodle is a Macaronus. Think about that.
No, it's not.
Think about it.
No, it's not.
A single macaroni noodle is absolutely a Macaronus.
Is that like it? Let's hold on. Are you saying this?
I'm saying this.
But has it been said by anyone else?
Probably. Like, people think things. But, like...
How could it be?
Well, octopi, octopus, platypi, platypus, cacti, cactus, macaroni, with an I at the end, Macaronus. If it was an A, it would be because you have, like, a data set. You have one piece of datum, one datum.
What language? What language is this based on?
Latin, I suppose.
Okay.
A macaroni is a Macaronus. I had one Macaronus. I had a bowl of macaroni, and that should apply to other pastas as well. You have a big pile of spaghetti. You have one spaghettis coming out of there.
No.
It would follow. You have like spaghettification when you get pulled into a black hole. It kind of follows, but like you could do spaghettisification. I don't know. That doesn't really work.
Spaghettification.
Yeah.
I know what that is. You know what I don't know about? Can you guys hear my phone on the podcast? That's kind of cool. Just so you guys know, I have a broken phone. What is a lone macaroni?
It's a Macaronus.
Called.
Similarly, because A would be like we said, data and datum. That would mean that if you do the Macarena, and you're doing like the whole thing, you touch your, I don't remember what the line moves are. Is it shoulders and then like hands out like this, and then shoulders and then hips or something like that? Each one of those moves would be a Macarenum.
You're pissing me off.
So like you put in your hands and hips, that's one Macarenum.
The internet doesn't know how to contend with this
and
question.
all the Macarenum together would be a Macarena.
If you type it into Google, it first tries to correct you. And it's like, are you trying to say long macaroni? Because I said lone macaroni.
Long macaroni would be what? Penne?
It didn't. I still don't think it had an answer. Because it was all just like macaroni recipes.
Yeah.
I was like, no, everyone knows how to make macaroni. You boil it.
That's it. That's the steps.
It really is. Sometimes you can put a little salt in the pot, like just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And that'll keep the bubbles down.
Oh, what?
Keep all the bubbles down.
What?
Put all the salt in there.
What do you think cooking is?
I can't cook right now. Yeah, you want to make a steak, you just pour a little salt.
I released a video today, speaking of cooking, I did a video today about, apparently there's a big war right now on social media, a big group, a bunch of people fighting about whether or not little boys should be allowed to play with cooking play sets, because that's going to turn them gay.
You're saying this.
I saw, and like there's the
I
screenshots.
I
of
haven't
it.
seen this.
And they're like, little boys should have barbecue play sets. Kitchen play sets are for girls.
Well,
and it's like fucking.
How
what?
else are we gonna get the boys to grill and the women to cook in the kitchen?
I suppose, like, 'cause I keep hearing people say things that, like, I'm approaching my 30s, so I guess it's time for me to either get into grilling or woodworking or cars. And it's like those are the three things that men do at that time. I think there might have been other ones on there, but like that's just like the stereotypical man hobbies. And in all fairness,
I mean, like it is.
I would love to own a grill, but just that's because I enjoy cooking in general. Like I make all the meals.
Yeah, but we also we cook in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and on the grill.
And I'm like,
and I'm
relatively straight. So like me cooking in the kitchen is not
relatively.
Like, I'm mostly straight at least.
I think you're pretty straight.
I'm pretty straight.
I think you're probably straight.
I'm not.
Probably like all the way.
It's around it. There's but who cares? It's what I'm saying. But like the whole
they all know.
That's how I usually say it. Is how I usually just say I'm at least mostly straight.
Internet science man Forrest is mostly straight.
Yeah, that's what I usually say with it because
fine.
I don't want to be fucking like just like showing off how straight I am. Nobody asked me. That's what I ever said. I was trying to come up with a thing today. It's like, should I use that or should I say relatively straight? Or should I say pretty straight?
That makes it sound like you're cautiously straight.
Well, I was like, I'm pretty darn straight, and she's like, fucking quit bragging. Who cares? Nobody asked you. It's like,
it's fair.
But like, that's the like I try to put that in there because that's I don't know.
Go ahead.
There's variables, but who cares?
Variables.
I'm not gonna. I'm in a happy heterosexual relationship. I'm not gonna be doing anything else. It doesn't matter.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah.
I also do genuinely find the male form revolting.
That's
so there's
fine.
that as well.
We're getting on. This is a little bit of a tangent here, buddy.
Sorry, I'm all jacked up. I haven't been sleeping for a little while. But
shit, I hit the microphone.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'll do it too. Now we're both guilty. But what were we talking about when we got to this?
You're so tired. That's where you're at now. Well, you were talking. I don't know. You were talking the grills and the kitchen.
The
sets
grills,
and
yes.
The boys and
I
the girls.
fucking love cooking, and so I would totally get a grill too. But it's just because I enjoy cooking, not because like I need to grill a meat because I'm a man. Well, no. I don't know what being a man is.
Cooking is fun.
It is fun.
Okay, and I'm gonna eat a Mr. Good bar, and that was probably made by somebody. And I don't give a fuck what gender they were. Actually, the Mr. Good bar was probably made in some sort of fucking hellacious factory with horrible working conditions.
Yeah.
Delicious.
The peanuts fall like tears. Yeah, no. I don't know, man. It just I don't buy the idea that there are gendered activities, let alone gendered toys. Gendered toys pisses me off. That whole concept.
With the toys, it's kind of annoying because they're kids. Who gives a shit?
Exactly. Like when like kids want to play house, and it's like a little boy and a little girl playing house together, playing like they're a little family. Nobody free. Why is the camera super fucking crooked? I just looked over there. How did that happen?
I don't give a shit if it is.
How is that possible?
I don't care if it is.
The people watching this are gonna care, though.
I know, but they literally like haven't gotten us to 1,000 yet. So
that's not their fault. It is. It's insane.
I agree with myself. It is their fault.
Hold on. I can straighten it out if I just turn the tripod.
Now we're gonna have to redo the whole fucking show for you people.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You people.
They like it. We like it. We're all on the same page.
Yeah, people love the show. I apologize that I have like a shitty attitude about the show today. I still think we're gonna have a fun conversation because I'm excited to talk to you and see you. But like, I have been working a lot.
You're also exhausted. You're exhausted. We're all fucking.
I'm not just exhausted. I almost fell down trying to go to the car to drive over here, and we live in the same neighborhood right now. Like my wife was like, "Did you almost fall?" And I just kept telling her no, and it was a lie. She was like, "It looked like you were just gonna go head first into the pavement for a second," and I was like, "No." And then I looked at her and I was like, "I have a podcast to do. How could I fall down?" How could I?
Exactly.
So,
I'm busy.
so as shitty as the show is, at least you guys know I'm committed.
That's what oh my god, all the time. Like, if I ever am getting sick, Amber's like, "Are you like coming down with something?" Like, I don't have time to. I'm sorry, I'm working. I'm busy. I'm doing.
Yeah, what is that?
I
Sick?
can't be sick.
talking about?
I'll get sick next week. I'm busy.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
took my vitamins.
You ate half of a taco over the course of 8 hours. That's vitamins. That's
vitamins.
Hard work is vitamins for
But
Forrest.
like to circle back with the, because like, and I don't like. It's ironic because I was talking about it today at work. I don't really like to bring work into the show because I don't want to mix those two things really.
No, for sure.
Because my job is fine and I don't have any problems with it. And the show.
Please don't fire me.
I like my job, but it is like otherwise I wouldn't be there. I would go do something else.
Yeah,
because that's what I do. But like I sell toys, like I work in a toy store, and so sometimes those issues come up, and it's you obviously as a retail worker, you're not like gonna tell parents exactly what they need to be doing with their kids. That's not your place in that capacity.
Yeah,
but it is annoying sometimes.
Yeah,
because it's just like, come on, dude. Like you're talking about like not letting like a girl buy an army set or a boy buy like fruits and stuff that you can cut with a little fake knife, and they're cool toys.
I had a fucking
they're cool toys. I look at this shit as an adult and I'm like, those are cool toys. I would, if I was a kid, I would play with those. I would play with those with my kids, and there's all kinds of different toys, and they're not all like for boys or for girls. And, like, I mean, sure, I have the benefit of having, like, both genders of children, whatever.
You got the whole set.
Yeah, but I also don't do that with them. Like, if they want to play with certain toys, I let them.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time, somebody was, like, judging, man, I cannot talk. I can't form thoughts.
We're both
People
so tired.
love the show. So, no, but, like, it's, a grandparent or somebody was telling my daughter not to play with Legos. And I just overheard it, and so I went in there and I was like, no, that's not what we're doing here. She can play with Legos, and that was the end of that pretty much, because I just never ever dealt with that. But it would have been the same way if it goes the opposite direction and somebody's like, oh, he can't play with that,
like a Barbie
like the Barbie or the kitchen set. It's like, who gives a shit if they're using their imagination? Like, if you're playing pretend, you might need a Barbie. Maybe Barbie is involved somehow. I don't know. I'm not using my imagination right now. I'm paying bills. I'm trading hours of my life for pieces of paper.
I'm imagining that I'm loving this. That's my job.
It's people are stupid and they get all twisted.
It's just weird to me that, like, and this is generalization, which is wrong, but
I apologize for the
I'm
noise.
very tired. It's the same. It tends to be the same people who gripe about, you're pushing homosexuality on children and you're sexualizing children and you're all these things. Those are the same people that are like, boys have to have the monster truck toys and girls have to have the Barbie dolls, because how else will they know how boys and girls act? And it's like, if we're rumping about gender norms in one scenario and then another one you're enforcing the same fucking gender norms, like it's like any time that kids see that gay people exist, that's now a sexual thing and not like a representation thing. You know what I mean?
Because that's because, like, the main thing about being gay is being gay. You know what I mean?
But it isn't, though, is the whole thing.
No, but it is, though. Like, as far as the argument's concerned.
As far as their argument's concerned, for sure.
Because, like, obviously, like, you and I can sit here and say that, like, that's just one tiny facet.
It's a
you
faucet. Turn it on.
But it's like, that is one tiny aspect of a person's life. Like, there's sexuality unless there's something, like, going on.
Right.
Which isn't good. But, like, if you're for most people, your sexuality is not a huge part of your life. It's a part of it. And it does have some bearing on the way you navigate and the way you think and act. But that's, like, it's very minimum. It's very, like, inconsequential. Like, somebody being gay doesn't mean they can't do, like, this job or that job. Somebody being trans doesn't mean they can't do this thing. They can't, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, there's things that can limit you, and then there's things that can't. And that's one of those that can't, except for in society.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Like, so I don't know.
It's
like,
one of those...
so I don't mean, because I know I come off kind of harsh saying that, but that's, like, the reality on the ground level.
It does make sense, is that the acceptance level of our society kind of fucks it up. Because, like, the issue that, like, we have is one of identity and identity politics. And that, like, we've talked a lot about intersectionality, and we've talked a lot about, like, you know, what it is to be any particular thing,
Most
and how the
people just
world
don't
is
even
designed.
Understand intersectionality.
Yeah, the world is built for white, cisgendered, heterosexual men. Like, that's what is everything. And so in the same way that, like, if you're left-handed...
Oh, but there's poor white people for us, so how could that be?
Right. If you're left-handed, the world is just harder to navigate, because everything is set up for the norm, which is right-handedness. And so in the same way, you know, being black, being any kind of queer, gay, trans, whatever, being indigenous, being Asian, being any literally anything besides this cookie cutter template of white, cisgendered, heterosexual man, it just sets you apart in such a way that you have to navigate the world in a different way than it was designed. And there's a lot of consequences for that, and not the least of which being just the way that people see you and interact with you. I remember I was talking to a friend of mine. She's a black woman, and her name is Kendra. And she was a really, really cool person I knew a little while ago. And she was telling me that when she thinks of herself, she thinks Kendra, woman, black, in that order. And the rest of the world, she realizes, sees her as black woman Kendra, in that order. And for me, I'm Forrest. I don't even put white or male in there. I'm just Forrest. That's just who I am. And I have that is a privilege for me, to just see myself as me.
You don't have male in there?
I don't fucking think about it, to be perfectly honest. Like,
Ever?
I do situationally. Like, when I'm around women, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm not giving off this vibe, or like, what, you know what I mean? Like, I need to make sure that, because like, for example, if a girl, I've been in a parking lot, and I'm parked next to a woman, and she is currently like putting her baby in the car, and I stay like a good distance back, even though my car's right there, because I don't want to. I know she sees me as a man, and I don't want to walk up behind her in this vulnerable situation and spook her.
And you don't want to fright. So amplify that. So assume you're like, not assume, but like, I guess pretend.
Yeah.
Pretend you're a black man.
Yeah.
And now you're like, but to say it, you're Forrest, which is
yeah.
black. So it's like, and now you're in that same situation.
And there's a white woman putting her baby in the car. I would imagine that it would be even more. The
fucking anxiety is probably 10 times worse.
Yeah, because if I'm me, if I'm a white man and I scare this woman, I could be a predator, I could be a rapist, I could be a sex trafficker, I could be all these different things. If I throw in black in this, now I have to worry this woman might also be racist.
Yeah,
that's a whole new compounding issue I have to put in there. And so, like, yeah, and that's what I'm getting at.
The truth too is that she probably hardly even notices you.
I hope that's the case.
Or she's like, okay, there's a guy, and that's as far as it goes. Like, make sure you remember that there's a guy there.
Yeah.
Like, which I'm sure it's probably closer to like in between those two things somewhere.
Right.
Which
and
is like
I hope
for me.
I hope that's the case, that she's consciously aware of danger but isn't assuming that I'm dangerous.
Yeah, in a perfect
But the
world.
fact of the matter is, she would be justified to assume that I'm dangerous considering the world that we live in. And so, like,
well, I mean, and I know you. I've seen what you're capable of.
I'm a horrible monster. But
horrible.
Like, that's the only time that I like really think about being a man, is that, like, I need to think about other people's perceptions of me. You know what I mean? I don't think about being white either. But I think about, in this scenario, I need to be conscious of what I'm saying and the way I'm saying it, because there is a history, and I feel shitty about that history, and I don't want to perpetulate. You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to do certain things. You've
stalked women in parking lots.
I do it so much, and I can't stop.
and he's sorry.
Right.
So,
but like, there's a certain level of, I don't want to participate in this. I feel shitty about this. I'm going to make sure that my actions are benefiting, and like. And also
that sucks. I do the other thing where I'm just like constantly like wondering if like other like people see me as a man. And like,
you wonder if you're man enough.
Yeah, constantly full of self-doubt. Anyway,
I don't know if you're serious or not, but that is a problem for a lot of people.
No, I'm 100% serious. I'll put that on the podcast because I'm uncomfortable with it.
Just straight
because
up.
it shouldn't even be a thing. Yeah, but
Dicks on the table.
I'm in dicks on the table.
Just laying it out.
Dicks on the table. I'm insecure as fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't strike me as such.
That's all fake.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's all pretend.
Yeah.
And I also used to be worse at pretending.
Yeah.
Like, not even that long ago. Like, it's easier here because it's like, oh, we're on a little radio show. I'm Ben.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I'm uncomfortable as fuck right now.
That's good.
I'm a burning armadillo. But,
new t-shirts available in the merch store.
Oh, hey, the code.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to re-record this at the end and then put it at the beginning because I wanted to put it at the beginning when we forgot.
It's organic.
But now this is an organic ad break. Hey, go to the merch store. It's linked in the description on this video because I've realized I don't think I have been linking it in the description. Or go to renegadescienceteacher.com, which is what the URL is now. Next year it will also be valkailabs.com. Either one, fucking go to my merch store. And you can buy an I'm Not Comfortable With This new design t-shirt. It's got 2 armadillos on a burning couch. It's an awesome, adorable design. It says uncomfortable underneath. And you can get it for 10% off
store.
Now until the end of 2021.
With the
code Valkai Labs. It's the promo code. Just use that, all caps, Valkai Labs, one word. And 10% off. Yeah, it's really, really great. And so
10% off!
And just in time for the holiday season, for all your family and friends that love this podcast, they can now have our fucking... I genuinely actually really like this new design. I paid a good deal of money for a cartoonist to cartoon it. And,
good.
And it looks really cool.
Gotta make that back.
But
I'll be buying one.
I will also probably be buying one because I genuinely like the way it looks. So check that out. It's in the merch store, and that'll be linked in the description. Tell us more about how insecure you are in your masculinity.
So it's really bad. It's bad. I mean, here's the thing. You know me in the real world.
Yeah.
So you will have some more understanding of why, in ways I'm not going to ever probably talk about on this show.
Yeah,
at
of
least.
course. Yeah.
So like, so like there's all kinds of reasons why a person would be completely insecure about whether or not their fucking junk is big enough. That's not really the problem, but like, you know, it goes along those lines, which is like, am I like a man?
Yeah.
Am I?
What?
Am I some kind of little guy?
Little guy.
What am I? Fuck am I?
Little boy. Just little boy.
What the fuck am I? And how do I not know by 30 years old?
Right.
That's terrifying.
Man, it is. I don't know, because like for me, it is what it is. I don't think of myself in any particular way.
Show.
I just kind of exist, you know.
Yeah.
And like there
has got to be stuff in there though. I know you're very, very like locked in and honed in on what you're doing and what you want to do and your goals and shit. No. You've always been that way.
Well, I'm very ambitious and I'm very passionate, but like,
I know. I also know that there's a subtle layer below where you have no fucking idea what you're doing or what's going on. I understand that.
I have changed my whole life plan 8,000 times.
That's part of it, though. That's part of it.
I have a vague.
And if you're young, that's part of it.
Yeah, that's a huge. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that like the coolest 40-year-olds I know don't know what they want to be when they grow up, and I don't either. And so like that's the whole thing is that like I know vaguely what the end goal looks like. Vaguely. I have no idea what form it's actually going to take, and I have no idea how I'm actually going to get there. I know I'm on the right track, but that track will probably also change. And so, like,
how
that's
could it not?
So, like, as far as, like, self-identity there, like, I don't know.
Well, like, I know I'm going to do something probably, like, with this shit. Not just this shit, but these things, you know? These projects I'm working on with you and with other people, with myself, like... I know it's going somewhere, and I know that's going to be fulfilling probably, you know? Like, I just have this, like, I'm just, like, I've always been working towards something along this path, so now it's, like, finally going, it feels like for the first time in my life, not just including this, like, I'm really full steam ahead with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Compared to where I was 5 years, 10 years, and 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Which, that's a weird thing I do, but I do. I do
You do the do.
I do the do.
Not sponsored by
Not sponsored by that.
There it is. We fixed the video. I don't know how long that wasn't a thing. We're at about 30 minutes of that time, so it should be under a minute. I don't know, man. We'll just do what we always do. We'll just put a logo in there, and people watching will see that logo and be like, now I set my watch, and wonder how long it takes for those dumb sacks of shit to notice.
Just put a picture of the merch store.
I'll put that in there. I'll put a picture of the merch store and like words across it that says like, seriously, go buy a t-shirt. Yeah. Please help us.
And then they'll hear us in like 30 seconds talk about it. And they'll be like, that's the content that I like. What was
pictured here? The content that you like.
What was I saying?
You were talking about that you do the do.
Great. Okay. Well, that was the end of that thought. I hope nobody wanted a conclusion to whatever I was saying.
So we were talking about how we know what we want to do generally with our lives.
And we're headed in that direction.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
Yeah.
But there's still all the uncertainty that comes with everything else.
For sure. And like self-doubt is a demon,
and self-doubt is a demon, and I struggle with it constantly. And that's what's weird is that like the fake confidence has grown to a point where I can harness it and use it to try to create things.
Yeah.
And it's still fake. And so this kind of goes back to the first thing I think we ever talked about, which was imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
One of the first things. And like, it's still there. How long have we, what is this, 20 something? We're almost to 30. No, we're in the 30s now.
This is 31, I believe.
Congratulations, us. We are chugging right along.
Been doing this for a long time.
It's pretty cool. It's not that long, but it's long.
We skipped a couple of weeks as well. So like it's not like solid, but it's yeah.
It's consistent. That was a hard word to say for some reason.
Yep.
So I mean we're getting there.
How are we going to celebrate a year of the podcast? Do we do it on actually like we've been doing this
Dicks
for a year?
On the table?
Or 52 podcasts in?
Dicks on the table?
Dicks on the table.
I think we eat like just some really fucked up shit probably.
We do that as well as like but okay, that doesn't answer the question though. Do we do it on episode number 52 because that's a year of the podcast, or do we do it when we've been doing it for a year because we skipped a couple of weeks?
I don't know what we do, but I do feel like we should pick a couple different things and let the people vote.
But tell us now in the comments while we still have a very
they're
small...
gonna make up a bunch of random bullshit that sounds awful.
That's what we just asked them to do. What you said is that camera, is it dead? Is it on? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. We work so hard to make this thing a thing. I think on. It is recording. What's going on with that? We've got like full battery.
Good.
People love the show.
No, that's my line.
Oh man,
that's my line, and you give it back.
That's frustrating. That's obnoxious.
That's just more, honestly, Forrest, think about it this way. That's just more time they get to look at the merch store.
That's the best part. That's what they want. That's what they sign up for. If we lost all the footage, I'm gonna be a cross crayfish.
All the footage?
That's what I'm worried about now. That's all I can think about at this moment. Let's get through it. Worst case scenario,
we lost all the footage.
We are recording now, and I'm pretty sure we were recording at the beginning. Pretty sure.
Well, it brought up the message that said, you're about to stop recording.
So yeah, exactly. That leads me to believe that we have at least 28 minutes of footage at the beginning, and then some level of bullshit in the middle.
Yeah, so I have chameleon. I've got chameleon twist syndrome or whatever.
Chameleon twist.
Imposter syndrome.
Chameleon Twist 2 is a fabulous video game. If you haven't played it, you should play it.
Yeah, record that and shove it up your ass.
It's better than the first one. Chameleon Twist 1 isn't as good as Chameleon Twist 2. Chameleon Twist 2 is rad.
It's weird to praise a sequel and then say that the first one wasn't good. But
it happens. But that's one of the times that it happened.
It happens. Look at...
Back to the Future?
I don't know if we should talk about this. Like, I'm fine with what you're saying, but I don't know if, like, people out there will be fine with what you're saying.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I've never seen any of the Back to the Future movies at all. I've never seen a single one. I only know that that's like a joke, that the second one's... I just went with it because it's a pop culture reference.
Okay, this isn't Ben and Forrest talk about movies hour, okay? Because if it was, we would talk about...
Probably movies. What ones I've seen?
You're pissing me off. You're stressing me out.
I just know it from that John LaJoy song, regular everyday normal motherfucker. He's like, I like the second, I liked Back to the Future, but the second one was better, or something like that. Was a line. Go listen to that song.
So
regular everyday normal motherfucker.
But this is
2.
So you're
Another good sequel was that song. I'm just a regular, everyday, normal motherfucker.
Okay. Forrest. See, I let him take a fucking 10-minute nap before I came over, and now he's all fucking lucid dreaming on the fucking show.
I haven't slept in a long time. I've been doing this thing for the past month and a half or so. I don't know. Probably more like a week. It feels like a month. What I keep doing is I stay up all night, and then instead of sleeping all day, I take like 3 2 to 3 hour naps. So like I'll take one at like 8 to 10 in the morning, and then one at like 3 to 5 in the evening, and then I continue on.
That's a horrible way to live.
All night long working. So that's what I've been doing, is that little 2 micro naps during the day when the sun starts to come up, and then when the sun starts to go down, and then I work all the rest of the time.
So what is that, like, how many hours in total?
6 to 8.
But you're taking micro naps? Micro naps aren't really good,
6.
Forrest. Because they're micro naps, which means your brain shuts off.
What ends up happening is that because I work over the night, so I work from like 8, 9, 10 to into the next, and that's my morning basically. Is that the days have all just kind of become one like time log. This is all blurred together, and I just took nap today, but I took 15 naps today, and today has been a week is what's been going on. I don't have like that set cut print time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Saturday going into Sunday.
Is it actually Saturday now?
Why the fuck would I be here if it
Well, I guess now it is Sunday, yeah?
Now it's Sunday.
My watch says the 4th, but I feel like it's slow. It's the 5th.
It's the 5th, yeah. It's Sunday the 5th.
That.
And
it's midnight 12.
Yeah, good job.
Or something.
So Forrest is going to fix his watch on podcast.
I don't know what's going on, dude. What were you saying?
We were just talking about me and how I'm sad and insecure. Sad sack of shit. I just find it interesting how sad sack of shit I am.
How sad of a sack of shit? Or how sack of shit of a sad?
I'm actually fine.
It is, yeah.
But I am, like, also pretending a lot. But I think a lot of people do that, and that's where we started off talking about gender norms, and then we got sidetracked, segued into imposter syndrome.
In what manhood is and how to feel. Yeah.
And so, like...
It's bizarre.
And you say you don't have as much of a problem with that.
No,
you seem to be comfortable in your own skin, so to speak.
I am, and it's mainly because I quit trying to define it and like trying to fit the definitions that have been put upon me. Because like,
well, yeah, but you do. I mean, there's no way you're not trying to define yourself in some capacity.
Oh, for sure. I'm just saying, like, in terms of like, I have no idea what manliness is or looks like. Because like when I was a kid, I was really, really big into that. I was like, there was this.
We all kind of were probably at some point.
Yeah, there was like the whole the art of manliness and like the whole like everything had to be suits and bourbon and grow a good beard and chop wood and smell like smoke and timber and blah, blah, and like all these things, and like everything had to be gray and blah blah, and like that I was real into that. And that was largely because of the people who raised me. But then, like, as I got older, I wear, like, dress shirts and things because they're comfortable and I think they look nice. And it has nothing to do with this is how a man's supposed to dress. Whereas in high school, you know, I would not have been caught dead in a t-shirt ever. I would have worn a dress shirt and a suit jacket because that's what men wear. And I'm a blah, blah, blah. And, like, I have to be classy and fancy all the time. And, like, now I'll wear a t-shirt if I feel like wearing a t-shirt because I wanted to wear a t-shirt, and my thought process does not go further than that. I still want to look nice. I'm not going to go out in my pajamas. Like, I'm just not going to do that. And I also don't wear shorts ever unless I'm, like, exercising or swimming because I still have it in my head that shorts are for children. And, like, where the
shorts are for people who
want to wear shorts that day.
Don't want hot legs.
Exactly. But for me, I am an adult. I need to wear pants. That's just, you know, it makes no sense, but it is what it is.
It doesn't make any sense. It is like some sort of like fucking cognitive fuck up. That's a part of your brain.
I just can't get it out of my head.
Yeah.
And so, like,
not to disparage you,
but like,
because we all have that. I actually used to not wear shorts at all.
Yeah.
And now I'm fine with it. In the summer, I get hot. I wear fucking shorts. I don't give a shit.
Right. When I go to Walmart, I can't go in there wearing slippers or pajama pants or anything like that. Never mind the fact that, like, there is an 80-year-old man wearing nothing but a Speedo and dreadlocks. And, like, it is what it is. And, like,
I mean, dude, honestly sounds fine.
He's using the dreadlocks to wrap around himself as, like, makeshift clothes. It's insane. I can't tell if he's homeless or a wizard, but here he is.
If he's doing that, he's a wizard.
Probably. Either way, I'm not pissing him off.
Straight wizard behavior.
But, like, there's the, you know, that kind of shit. You see the people of Walmart, but I'm not going to walk in there unless I'm wearing presentable clothes that, like, you know, don't have any holes or stains or rips or like, as I need to look nice because that's the way I was raised. But I'm not like I'm a man, so I'm going to wear man clothes. It's just I need to look presentable.
Yeah, see, a lot of people, though, they go the other way with it, where they're like, I don't care if I look presentable because if people are going to judge me just on the way I look, I don't want to fucking interact with them anyway. I don't fall into that camp. I try to look mostly presentable.
It's nothing about people judging me. It's about, like, that's, like, respectable. You respect people around you and also yourself and that whole thing, which is also bullshit. That's full of toxicity.
I feel like that blends into, like, judgment.
I just don't attach a gender to it. It's weird. I don't feel manly when I do certain things. But I guess maybe I do.
When do you feel manly for?
I don't even know what it means to feel manly is the whole thing. I genuinely, like, it's one of those things where if you asked me, like, what's a manly thing, I can give you stereotypical behaviors, but as far as, like, what actually makes me feel like a man, the more I think about it, the more I draw a blank. Like, I can try to come up with something, but then the more I think about it, the more it kind of falls apart, and it's just like, I don't feel like a woman either, I feel like me.
It's interesting.
And, like, I still dress.
I mean, I obviously don't feel like a man because I'm completely insecure about my manhood. But anyway,
I don't think clothing or polish.
I don't feel like a woman either. So there's that.
That's what I'm saying.
I do understand the obscurity of, like, I have this thing. What is it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, yeah.
Because, like, I've made arguments before when people say, like, oh, well, you know, boys shouldn't paint their nails because that's a girl thing, and I'm like, it's fucking paint. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't paint my nails because I don't want to. It feels weird. I've done it because I did it for showing people, like, this is a normal thing, this isn't a girl thing, and it felt gross. My fingers were cold, and then I realized, like, you'd have to keep up with it. It's gonna chip. It's real fiddly to do. I don't want to sit there and stare at my own fingers for a long time. I don't have the fucking time. I've got shit going on. I'll be distracted because I'm looking at my fingers and I'm trying to type. I can't. You know what I mean? It doesn't work for me in my brain. I just don't want to. I don't want to wear a dress because it's flowy and it's uncomfortable, and I'm gonna have to worry about how I'm sitting, and I'm gonna have to smooth it out when I sit down, and if there's wind, you know, just it's a nightmare. I don't want to wear that because it seems uncomfortable to do so. It'd probably be comfortable, like, physically, like the freedom, but, like,
the freedom.
You know what I mean? But, like, I just don't want to deal with that. that's
well, I mean, that's the
is,
same reason why like women were like, "Hey, we're tired of fucking wearing dresses all the time."
we want our pants, yeah.
Yeah, because like it does make like there's definitely a benefit to having pants.
But
on
what I'm saying is
instead of a
that's
dress,
the
so, like-
only reason that I don't do those things.
And it's clothing, yeah.
The only reason I don't do those things. I don't wear makeup. I don't wear nail polish. I don't do dress. It's because I just
really
fucking don't want it. It sounds awful.
It shouldn't be gendered, but I do think that you still kind of have a bit of a privilege there where it's like you don't want to, so it doesn't affect you.
That's true.
Whereas if you wanted to wear flowy dresses and paint your nails and also still be Forrest, people would have a problem with it.
People would look at me different. Yeah. That's true. There's a guy on TikTok, Josh Helfgott, I believe his name is. I'm not sure if I pronounced his last name right, but he's a gay man, and he's a LGBT content creator that talks about, like, his whole thing is like gay news and like things going on in the world that like benefit gay people or that are harmful or whatever, and just talking about this. Not just gay people, LGBT people in general. And he obviously is a gay content creator speaking for and to and about the LGBT community. That's the majority of his followers. Yeah. He started painting his fingernails and lost a huge amount of followers. People are like, "Oh, that's fucking weird." And he's like, "Who the fuck am I talking to then? Like, what is this?
Is
like,
weird.
what?" And like, that's crazy to me that like even in that group you would have people that are so judgmental about something like this. So it's fascinating.
Well, it's because they're all people, right?
I guess that's it.
They're all fucking
everybody's
people.
assholes.
Everybody's assholes. That's why you still. That's why. Well, and like, okay, at the risk of sounding like I'm trying to tear down a community, like that's why you have infighting.
Yeah.
In all communities,
community,
organizations, So I guess really I can kind of caveat that I'm not just expressly talking about
LGBT people.
Yeah, I'm talking about also, any community, any organization has the infighting because it's made up of people.
That's also a really important distinction to make, because a lot of times when we talk about these marginalized groups, when we talk about LGBT people, when we talk about black people, when we talk about trans people, we talk about pick your poison, natives, indigenous, whatever, we talk about them as just one homogenous group, and that makes people think that they are just a monolith, that they all act and are the same way and believe the same way. And
all gay people want this. All fucking trans people want this.
Exactly. Yeah. And so like that's a big thing.
Well, and then you get sides speaking for them on, and it's not fair.
Right. Exactly.
It's not fair.
Like you have people like us who are supposed to be allies speaking for them instead of with them, and that becomes, and it's like, I'm saying these things and this is what the LGBT community needs. It's like, but there's also a huge amount of diversity within that community and what they want and what they need. And like, yeah, there are certain things that they all fucking need, but like also
basic human rights.
Yeah, exactly. Human rights and dignity. That's what they all need.
Fair enough.
Go beyond that and you're going to hit a lot of things where you're now in some really sticky waters, and it should be I think the phrase is "nothing about us without us," which I believe was first coined by the disabled community, talking about things like ADA, where it's like, we're going to pass laws that benefit disabled people, have disabled people make those laws for you, and like, but that's the whole thing, is like, that these are wildly diverse groups that tend to get painted with very broad brushes, and like, this is what the blacks want.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like when people are like, what black people need, or what what gay people need.
Even when we talk about like Black Lives Matter, it's a hugely important issue that is not
it is basically a lot of like white people arguing about it.
The slogan is a gross oversimplification of the issue at hand. And when white people hear that slogan, which is an important statement and it covers a lot, they don't see the deep history and intention and intonations behind it.
That's willful, though.
That is
willful ignorance, or it's blissful ignorance, and you've been so fortunate that you don't even have to think about the possibility that like consequences from things that happened hundreds of years ago are still affecting people.
Yeah, and that's why like I don't disparage the fact that it's an oversimplification. It's necessarily there's, because otherwise we're gonna come out here with fucking books and books and books and try to chant them. It's not gonna work. But like the the whole thing is, man.
Yeah, you have to get people's attention. You have to
make it make sense. Yeah.
But also the
as
the
an educator, that
the
the
downfall of oversimplification is that you have a bunch of people saying all lives matter.
Exactly.
Then they can just boil it down to another simple talking point and just throw it back, and then nobody's getting anywhere because we're just sitting here spinning our wheels, and the meanwhile, black people are still dying.
Being fucking murdered, exactly.
And being incarcerated. And,
I think we talked about
having
that.
all these issues, like dying more from fucking COVID, dying more from all kinds of shit.
That's what gets me, is
For
shit.
so many reasons, it's not none of these things are just because of one thing.
It's not like COVID is racist. It's the fucking society that we live in that ends up with problems for healthcare for black people. And it's so frustrating, dude. And then even there, like the topics where the conversation becomes about, I don't know, we grossly oversimplify even the problem itself as people trying to fix the problem, and we end up creating more problems. It's a tricky, sticky bitch. It's a sticky wicket.
It's a nightmare.
It's the stickiest of the wickets. And
fixing humanity's problems is a logistical nightmare. To quote a podcast that never made it off the ground, fixing humanity's problems sounds like a logistical nightmare. We were talking about space colonization and that, and we never got to make it because the opening was space colonization is a logistical nightmare or something. It was like, does it sound fun or does it sound like a logistical nightmare? And I was supposed to say a logistical nightmare.
Logistical nightmare again.
Doing a podcast on space colonization is a logistical nightmare.
Oh fuck.
Did you think I wouldn't fucking do it?
No, I knew you would.
You little bitch. People love the show.
People love the show. So it's
I like nothing about us without us, though.
That's the amount of minutes that we've been going. So I'm gonna start to
wind it on down.
We're
getting there. We're getting to the point. Well, I think it's good. I think we said some things. Once again,
every day
for 50 so minutes a week, we talk to you about things that we cannot solve.
Yep.
And offer no solutions for.
That's also one thing that I do want to put in here is like I recently posted something about climate change and senators not helping, and the amount of people that are like fucking like, are you gonna fix climate change? If not, then shut up.
God,
if you don't have a solution, just fucking shut up. First of all, if you say that, then I hope you never complain about literally anything ever. If I ever hear you bitch about fucking the weather, if I ever hear you bitch about taxes, anything, and you won't have a comprehensive fucking plan, 80 different steps, economics, mind control, weather control, whatever it is, fuck off you too. But also, you can identify a problem and not necessarily have all the answers. I fucking don't have all the answers. I'm one asshole on the internet with a podcast, and a terrible one at that. So, like, talking about racism and talking about gender issues, and I don't fucking have to have the solution. I do have some ideas, but I'm not the one to give them, and I'm just trying to help.
You can always suggest them, I guess. But it is a bummer that we can't solve the problems.
And there's a guy I saw.
I'm uncomfortable with that.
He had this, like, it was like a trailer with these pods in it. It was just like these drawers, like these 8-foot drawers, and people could come in and just open this up and sleep in there for the night. It was a safe place to sleep. It was just for homeless folk to have a safe, warm environment to sleep in.
That's
and
nice.
He said that, like, he published it. He goes from city to city. He stays in each city for a little while, and like he's publishing, talking about doing this. And he said, when I started doing this and talking about this, I wasn't prepared for the amount of people who. He said I was prepared for the amount of people who told me that I wasn't doing enough, and I agree. He said I'm not doing enough. This is as much as I can do. I'm just one dude, but this isn't enough, and we need to work together. But he said what I really wasn't prepared for was the sheer number of people who told me I'm doing too much, and that I am giving these homeless people more than they deserve, and that I'm only feeding the problem, and I'm giving them handouts, and that if I don't have a solution for the whole homelessness problem, then I need to fucking stay home, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Anybody who is seen talking about doing good or trying to do good is just accused of virtue signaling and shut down by people who fucking don't give a shit.
And I just want to say that some people seem to have this like misconception that if you like let all the impoverished people die or kill them, some people go as far as that.
Yeah,
we've seen this throughout history. So yeah, don't fuck with me on this. If you get rid of those people, then that will somehow get rid of poverty and misfortune.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anything that works like that.
It makes no fucking sense. And that's what gets me. This is one of the many things where if you actually had just taken the time to think about it for more than 2 seconds, we wouldn't be here having to argue this.
It's just one of those things where it's like, do I think every like fucking person who is homeless like is just completely unfortunate and didn't like do anything to get there? It's like, no, of course not.
Of course, yeah.
We're all responsible for our own decisions at the end of the day, but
right.
Not everyone did do something to get there necessarily.
And also, like,
and at the same time, you can. I'm not like trying to cut you off, but at the same time, it's like I don't care.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's wrong. I don't think it's wrong to not differentiate between like to say like I think a person doesn't need to go through that.
Exactly.
And I think we need to find a way to eradicate it without being pieces of shit.
I was going to land on the same, but I was going to throw in like, that you could make all the right decisions and still end up homeless, and you could make some wrong decisions, but fuck, dude, we all make wrong decisions.
Yeah, you could make all the wrong decisions,
and you still don't deserve that shit.
You deserve to be homeless.
So like, yeah, no, I get that. I understand entirely. And like it's hard having a conversation when
I know when I didn't have a place to live as a kid, it wasn't because I fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah,
because people are shitty.
Exactly. Like that's it. It's hard when we have to have these conversations and we have to start out by remembering that like we care that humans exist, and it's anyway. With that, I'm gonna edit this episode and get back into those talkies.
Yeah, just remember, if you guys all buy a hoodie, we can save the world.
That's the only way to do it, you guys, is everybody go buy a hoodie. 10% off, though. Valkai Labs, promo code to check out. Let us know in the comments.
We gotta make a shirt that's got armadillos mining mercury.
Hell yeah.
Thumbs up.
Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy Takis and what particular flavors are your favorite. And if you haven't tried them, try the Blue Heat. They're awesome. Not sponsored.
I appreciate each and every one of you.
Please, God, please buy a t-shirt.
Just keep enjoying the show. If that's what you do. If somehow you enjoy this show that we do.
Yeah.
If you actually do like it, which some people have told me they like it, and I don't.
I'm
sorry. I think they're lying because they want me to feel good. And I appreciate that, but if you quote unquote enjoy the podcast, just keep enjoying it.
Yeah, man, because that's the fact of the matter is if nobody ever buys anything, we wouldn't be able to sell stuff in the first place if we didn't have people who have tuned in. So thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you. I'm gonna go to bed soon, hopefully.
Nice, you should. Me too. I got work tomorrow. Don't go mad this holiday season.
Yeah. I'm doing a video shoot later on. I'll talk to you about it later because I don't want to tell my schedule on camera. Goodbye. Have a great. Have it. Go on and have it.
Why don't you go ahead and fucking have it?
Just take it.
Just keep have it for yourself.
Have it all day long.
And I'm Ben.
Have it, take it, hold it, love it, suck it down.
People love the fucking show.
People love the show.